Hey YouTube, DG here. Today I'm going to do a review on what am I going to do review on again? And I guess I'll do Ghostbusters Afterlife, which came out a few months ago. And to be the third entry in the Ghostbusters franchise, but so I'm with the crowd that thinks that it was meh. If you really what I mean by that, well, for one thing, I think all of us knew when this movie was announced that it was gonna pay tribute to Harold Ramis. I think that was obvious to all of us. Which tries to do like here's how it goes. At the beginning of the movie, it shows a stunt. It shows a double of Harold Ramis trying to look old, getting killed by some ghost runs that way. Then it cuts to like a week later, where he has a daughter now who has two kids. Middle school age girl, and my girl, and an older son, and his son, and she wants to have them. No, I might say, and you see, then the real estate person, then the owners of the house they live come and they say that they're getting evicted and have to live on Hale Ranch's farm because of that. And apparently Harris doesn't like him because because he apparently abandoned them for some reason. And regarding the kids, the little girl in the movie is supposed to be the main character. She just doesn't do it for me. She's just a nothing character. She's basically young Sheldon if it was a girl. It's basically all she is. And the son, I don't nothing much about him. He's a nothing character too. So they go to his farm where there's a shed, and on the shed says dirt, and because of they taking the dirt farm, apparently the whole town hates him for some reason. And for I'm not sure. Sure, I guess I think he's a weirdo too. So right after they get the place, we get our first legacy cameo from Annie Potts. And when I heard the beginning, I thought I was going to say that her and Hell Ramis character got together because in the original movie, the two seem to have had kind of like a blossoming romance. I'm not going to too much into Ghostbusters 2 since I only watched like a couple parts of it and I watched the whole thing. So I'm not going to say too much about that. But yeah, it turns out no, she's not the Harris's wife. They never got married, but which kind of baffled me. And she's pretty much there just to say, "Oh, I'm in Potts. I'm here. I used to relationship with the old man. That's it." And Harry scared his wife was never mentioned in the movie whatsoever. I'm not kidding. Not once is she mentioned. So yeah, it's just dumb. Anyway, way the one's older son starts working at this diner because he sees some black girl he has a crush on there, and I honestly couldn't care less about their romance, so I'm not going to really get that far into it because it's not really that interesting. I can tell you that for a number one fact. So the girl goes to school there, which is some summer school thing, where she becomes friends with this kid who called himself Pod. This boy who was a podcast because, well, you guys know why. He has a podcast. his first line of dialogue gives so much cringe. It's like this girl's probably on the run for itself, and I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Ouch. You go up to this girl, you start saying some weird crap to her. Okay, maybe you're trying to be friendly, but that's not the way I would personally do it. Stupid. And the teacher in this movie, played by Paul Rudd, he's. I didn't care from this movie. Mainly because of the writing, they make him kind of an idiot. Here's how. When they're in the house, the little girl finds a proton pack for to unpack that holds a ghost in it. She brings it to the teacher, who actually believes it's real. So do you know what the guy does after he realizes, oh, it's real, because he sees some gray smoke come out of it? What he does? He decides to open the thing up. You know that's real. You know it has a ghost inside. So what do? Let's open this thing up and see what's in it. It's not like it could get us, hurt or killed or release an evil entity. Because the guy's an idiot, he releases an entity. I think it was one of the demons from the original movie. You know, the ones possessed Rick Moranis and Scoring Weaver. So yeah, so basically this whole movie starts because the guy's an idiot. And the rest of the movie is mainly just him trying to hit on his mom, on the kid's mom, which I'm not, I just kind of don't feel comfortable with that, because this is it's just so unprofessional, in my opinion, that they would do that. Anytime that when they have, I guess one of the few times give it, you kind of buy it. I guess it's a kindergarten cop, but again, part of it because he was pretending to be a teacher, kind of. So I guess that kind of it, but here it's just stupid. Oh, it gets even more stupid. Like later in the movie, the girl and the podcast kid go find some ghosts. They find one that looks like, it's supposed to be like, it looks like Slimer from the original movie, but kind of not Slimer, because what the thing does, the thing just gobbles, because instead of it, eating random food, it just eats metal, because that's different, I guess. I don't know. Oh, and they go around and chase the thing and capture it. So yeah, that's... And there isn't really that much ghosts for the most part. And also in this movie, there's a subplot with the girl's older brother, who I believe is from Stranger Things or something. I don't watch Stranger Things, where he gets a job at a restaurant because there's a girl there that he likes. He wants to get there, and the kid's name is Finn Wolfhard. I'm looking at right now. Yeah, I said the only other thing he's been in it, actually, is like he's been in It. Anyway, so he likes this black girl who works at this diner, who there isn't much to her either. So I can't say much. Anyway, so they find some stuff, like they find the Ecto-1 hidden in the garage. It's not the garage, it was the barn of the place they're at. It was in the barn. So they drive into town to go take out a couple ghosts. Meanwhile, most of the things going with the mom and Paul Rudd that they're just having love connection, like we give a crap. And there's also this one bit of the movie where Paul Rudd is showing the kids in his class, and he's showing he's showing a movie showing Cujo and Child's Play, which I'm like, those movies are like for adults R-rated movies, and you're trying to like 8th graders. I'm like, wow, great teach. Sure, you're showing R-rated movies to a bunch of 8th graders. How does he still his job? And this is the same guy who's responsible for this crap. So we get to the main part when they find out that the dirt on the side of the shed outside means like, it means that go under the dirt, and they go under the dirt. They find that apparently here we had this secret layer underneath it, which I'm like, why did you just put dirt then? No one's gonna know what dirt means. How about you make a little more sense, man? Because who is gonna understand what dirt means? I don't understand. I wouldn't understand what that means. Dirt. Okay, what does that mean? They go underneath and they find out that layer, and they find a whole bunch of the Ghostbusters stuff. They find like the thing they put on Rick Moranis in the original movie to see if the excuse me, demon dog it was actually the demon dog was in possession of him. The demon dog was possessing him. But of course, it's there. A bunch of their jackets are still there, and then here's this weird part in it. There's this lamp in the little hideout that moves around and points the kids to things it wants to go to. And the movie and the kind of the movie say that this apparently is supposed to be Harold Ramis's ghost possession of it. Which I'm like, come on, really? That's the explanation, really? Yeah, that doesn't sound stupid at all. He's possessing a freaking light bulb, so now he's a ghost? How does that work? Meanwhile, then the kids get arrested during one of their bustings, and they try to tell the things. Oh, by the way, earlier the nerd girl's brother and the black girl he had a crush on were going to this mines, and they find one of the mines, and they discover some stuff going on there. So when they're in the slammer, where the black girl's old man, because the black girl's the daughter of the chief who releases them after a bit and gives them their one phone call, which the girl decides to call Dan Aykroyd, and she gets the number because she found it on a YouTube video of the old commercial from the original movie. And I'm not kidding. Even though it's supposed to be in real time years, and it's supposed to be the same years we are, but seeing the movie came out, it actually works. The hotline still works after 30 God knows how many years. It works. I don't know what to say. So she calls Aykroyd, who's working at like some sort of bar. Apparently they have fallen out with Ramis because everyone was trying to warn them about this end of the world stuff, but no one would listen to him, thought he was a nut. So he went insane, stole their gear, left them, the firehouse burned down, they all went their separate ways. Like, wow, that's pleasant. Here your lives became completely utter crap. So she tells him that she's Ramus's daughter. Before he can say anything about the guy the chief hangs the phone. So, which I feel like it could have been an interesting day. But no, it seemed pretty good to that. So the girl goes home. She gets mad at her mom for not telling her who her grandfather was because her mom's pissed that he ran out on them for saying so. Yeah, basically he gave up his whole life and dedicated everything to save the world. Which I don't know what to make anymore. Sounds kind of stupid. I'm like, you tell me I don't get any other help. He tell me he couldn't. How did he not convince his buddies about all this? I don't get that. How? Because aren't they Ghostbusters? Yet they don't believe in the ghosts. I'm like, what happened? What? Whoa, was I in hibernation for 30 God knows how many years? So, excuse me. Okay. So the kid is go to the mine where they find out that apparently how we're gonna set these things up to keep these evil spirits locked in this little pit. But pit because apparently they did some little event where the villain of the original movie Gozer is gonna come back along with their demon creatures. And the other part, of course, remember there's Ghostbusters when they were when Hilbert decided about this dude called Ivo Shandor, who's responsible for the creation of all this. His tombstone's in there, and he has some stupid joke about whether, like, he's not moving. Yeah, because he's dead. I know, it's not funny, it's just dumb. Anyway, because the demon dogs get released, they go, there were polarized at a Walmart where you see these tiny Stay Puft Marshmallow men come to life. You might think that's kind of cute, but no, guess what? Then these Stay Puft Marshmallows start to literally cannibalize each other. Like, you see them trying to burn each other with torches and burn them on grills. You see them shred each other to smithereens and blenders, and you see them try to make s'mores out of each other. I'm like, is this a dark comedy? Okay, comedy is, but I'm like, I'm not entertained by this. I'm more terrified seeing a bunch of tiny little Stay Puft Marshmallow men trying to literally kill each other. That's just really horrifying. And one of the demon creatures goes pull right. Give him credit these fists there, and I could tell this was the same one that went after Rick Moranis because of the horns were a little longer. That's how I could tell was. And for some reason, there's no one else in that Walmart except for him. Like, dude, you're telling me there's not even any cashiers there. You can't tell me that there's no cashiers or any customers at Walmart by him. So he escapes, but the demon creature catches up to him and attacks and possesses him. After, I think his name was
Vin's Glortha or something. Then I was wondering, wait, what about Zool? Where's Zool? And then right after the cut to the kid's mom, I'm like, oh, I think I know who it's going to possess. And then the kid's mom finds Harris's lair, and then after that, some gray smoke comes down in, and I was like, called it. Yep, I basically called it, and just as I predicted, Zool possesses the mom. Afterwards, Vin's Clotho, possessed of Paul Rudd, goes to the mine shaft and destroys the laser beams keeping Gozer down. And then Frame goes, or after Gozer, and who's now played by Olivia Munn. No, not Olivia Munn. I think Olivia Wilde. Yes, she was also in Tron Legacy, and it was sort of there because I was played by J.K. Simmons. And I'm not kidding. 10 seconds after we see on screen, Gozer rips him in half. This was a villain, brought up in the original movie, and was built up in the original movie, and was going to be seen on the big screen in this movie. The guy who's responsible for all this. And they just kill him off in 10 seconds. Wow, that was a waste of a character. And J.K. Simmons. God, why? So stupid. So the kids find out about what the plans for the Gatekeeper and Keymaster are. The kids, even the black girl dressed up like the Ghostbusters, and they find out here's the reason why Vince and Zool possess female, because apparently one of the ways to get Gozer back to full power is to basically get their freak on. And before you say why don't they do it out, because I don't even know whether Vince and Zool are male or female, honestly. Like, it's never ever said whether these, like, just because Zool possesses a female body and Vince possesses a male body does not mean it's specified to their genders. I think because they're only doing that because they need those bodies to screw. And of course they screw because that's what they did with Sigourney Weaver and Rick Moranis in the original movie. So they do it again. The kids come in, and one of the stupidest scenes in the movie, the little girl tries to distract Gozer while the podcast kid tries to zap the three of them up in this little remote control ghost trap by telling these stupid jokes that I'm like, I don't care to see this. And I'm like, why doesn't Gozer just blast the kid to smithereens? Just blast the kid to smithereens, dude. You don't have to sit there and take this bullcrap, and no, you just listen to the girls say stupid jokes that no one cares about.
So, this is where the last third comes. The only able to capture Zool in the box thing, freeing the mom. But then after that, Gozer and the other demon chase them throughout the city so they can get Zool back. Because Zool is back to get his little car chase back to the house, and when they get back to the house, Zool gets freed and possesses the mom and another one, the black girl, and then just out of freaking nowhere, I'm not kidding, out of freaking nowhere, we see the Ghostbusters return. The Busters return. We see Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, and Ernie Hudson there. Here, which I'm like, well, into the game, are we? Yeah, regardless of the movie, you guys don't appear like the last third. So it was kind of, yeah, but this does get, I'm not kidding, the first legit laugh out of me in the entire movie. Gozer repeats his or whatever's question from the original movie. from the original movie saying, "Are you a god?" And like how Aykroyd, having learned his lesson from the original movie, replies, "Yes, yes, we're all gods here." Okay, that line did get a legit laugh out of me, I have to admit, but it doesn't matter. So they get their proton packs on them, the Ghostbusters, and like a little girl zap Gozer, and the scene kind of reminded me of the scene from Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, where Voldemort and Harry Potter's wands are like crossing to create the Priori Incantatum, whatever it's called. And I'm not kidding. When in the theater, I was literally thinking this to myself. I was thinking to myself, the next thing you know, they're gonna show the dead person's relative. They're gonna show the person's dead relative as a ghost coming out of the beams. And I am not kidding. As soon as I finished that thought, I was staring at a CGI ghost Harold Ramis right in front of me. After that, I was basically like, I'm out! Out! And I went to the theater waiting for my dad and my brother to be done watching the movie, but I'm not kidding. As soon as I finished that thought, I was seeing right in front of me the I was seeing right in front of me the freaking CGI Harold Ramis. I know it's CGI because the man's dead, but then that's where I'm like, come on, we're really doing this? Really? Like, come on, really? This is what you got? CG Harold Ramis? Really? You really did? So I can't talk about at the end because I related to the theater because, yeah, that scene questionable ability, but I'm just gonna assume they defeat Gozer, Vins, and Zool and just be done with it. As much as I like to defend new movies, or at least modern movies, or at least soft reboots, like I defend the last sequel trilogy, especially Last Jedi, but this is one of the few I'm not going to defend. Then, like the Cameo one, because trust me when I say this, the Cameo one sucked. Because the whole movie is basically just freaking racism lecturing, which bring like it's like, oh, why people don't like us? It's like what we do for them. Like that's literally them, and they have scenes with black people being boyed by white girls to say white people be bad, which is stupid. But and I didn't care for the new characters. Honestly, I didn't care for this little girl. She was nothing to me. She's like basically a gender swap young Sheldon. Basically all she's me, a gender swap young Sheldon. No difference. Since the other kids, I didn't care for Pocket Kid, I didn't care for Stranger Things Kid, I didn't care for that girl at the diner. I didn't care for the mom. I didn't care for idiot Paul Rudd, because most kids it's his fault. Half these things happen because the idiot say, "Oh, even though I see gray smoke coming out of the stinking, you know, trap, I trap. I'm still gonna open it anyway, even though there might be a dangerous ghost in there, and I know it's real. What could possibly happen? Oh, I could possibly happen. You could cause the end of the world, you idiot. You really think it's a good idea to open that thing? It's his fault half this happened. It's his fault. Because he's stupid. I'm not kidding. This guy's stupid. I'm like, where'd you get your teaching degree from? Idiots University? Why? See, this is the same guy who shows eighth graders, shows little kids movies like Cujo and Child's Play. Great. Let's get these kids scared that their pet dogs are gonna get rabies and maul them and get scared that their dolls will be possessed by serial murderers and try to put their soul in their body and try to kill their mommies. And I'm sorry, see the secret marshmallow man? Again, I don't find this funny, I find it disturbing. Those things are cannibalizing each other. Those things were like roasting each other on grills, making s'mores out of each other, just training each other on blenders. At least the original movie, the scene in the original movie wasn't. At least didn't do anything that horrific. All it was doing was waltzing toward the building, and getting fried. That's all it. Right, it wasn't doing anything disturbing. And I'm sorry to say, but at this point, I never really get to the 2016 film over this because I actually did kind of find it was funny, but I really didn't complain. People didn't like it because I just didn't care at that point. Because it's just something that I liked for a little bit. And I was like, meh. But at that point, I'm gonna watch that because at least it's kind of fun. At least it's a little more lighthearted. At least it's not. At least it's not as dumb as this. At least it's not molesting the old kids that much. Like, I'd seriously take that with this piece of crap. Oh yeah, but there's also one other scene that you got left me in the post credits where I did come for that where it showed Sigourney Weaver basically teaching Bilber a lesson for the opening scene Ghostbusters where he's trying to do this electric test on these two kids. And he's letting the girl win even when she's wrong, and starts zapping the kid even when he's right. Right, and she was playing punching him. That was the second laugh I got of the entire movie. And here's the last of this movie. The really thing about this movie is kind of pointless, not because you didn't need it, was because one of the points of the movie is to picture the Hill, so I'm like, you already did that in 2014. Because I remember the same year they re-released the re-released the original movie in September of that year for its 30th anniversary. Same year Harold Ramis died. So the way I see it, you already did it. You already paid your tribute to him. If you really want to go that far, just release some of the movies he directed in theaters. Like, re-release National Lampoon's Vacation, re-release Caddyshack, re-release Groundhog Day. Which are much better, more funnier movies. Like, just do that. You didn't need to do this. You could have just, because you already did pay your tribute to him the same year he died. What's 30th anniversary? You already released the original movie, which I did see with my dad. You already did your job. So you basically spent how much money did this movie make? I'm looking at Busters. Here we go. So you basically spent $75 million for nothing. You spent $75 million that could have gone to a billion other projects or charities or whatever for something you already did. Anyway, that's all I got for this review. Hope you have a good day. I'm just going to take a nap now.